Sofía Vergara might be one of the most recognizable stars in the world, but when she sits down with her son, Manolo González Vergara, the Hollywood glamour quickly disappears and turns into something far more entertaining. Pure, unapologetic family chaos. In a recent celebrity interview segment that instantly grabbed attention online, the famous mother and son flipped the traditional interview format on its head. Instead of a journalist asking questions, Sofia and Manolo interviewed each other, and what followed was a hilarious, brutally honest, and surprisingly heartfelt exchange that fans are still talking about. The moment quickly became memorable because Manolo made it very clear from the start that he had no intention of treating his superstar mother like a celebrity. Instead, he treated her exactly the way any son would treat his mom, by relentlessly teasing her. Sofia, who spent over a decade charming audiences as Gloria Delgado-Pritchett on the hit sitcom Modern Family, is used to being the comedic center of attention. But during this interview, the tables turned in the most entertaining way possible. Manolo couldn't stop ribbing her. Every time Sofia tried to answer a question seriously, he would slip in a sarcastic remark, a playful jab, or a cheeky comment about her personality. The dynamic was electric. Sofia would roll her eyes dramatically, laugh loudly, and sometimes pretend to be shocked by the things her own son was saying about her. At one point, the playful teasing became so constant that it almost felt like viewers were watching a comedy sketch rather than a celebrity interview. But the humor wasn't forced. It came naturally, the kind of effortless teasing that only happens between people who know each other extremely well. And that's exactly what makes the relationship between Sofia and Manolo so unique. Their story goes all the way back to Barranquilla, Colombia, where Sofia became a mother at just 19 years old. She has often said in interviews that because she was so young when Manolo was born, the two of them essentially grew up together. Instead of having a traditional parent-child age gap where one generation feels distant from the other, their lives unfolded side by side. Sofia was building her life while raising her son at the same time. That unusual dynamic created a bond that feels closer to best friends than just mother and son. And that closeness was on full display during the interview. Manolo seemed completely fearless when it came to joking about his mother's life-than-large personality. Anyone who has followed Sofia's career knows that she is known for being dramatic in the most entertaining way possible. Her expressive reactions, her booming laugh, and her animated storytelling have made her a standout personality both on television and off. Manolo leaned right into that reputation. Throughout the conversation, he kept pointing out her dramatic reactions, joking about how she behaves behind the scenes, and teasing her about the way she handles interviews and public appearances. Each joke made Sofia laugh harder, even though she pretended to be offended. The more he teased her, the more she tried to defend herself, which only made the moment funnier. The exchange quickly turned into a comedic back and forth that had viewers feeling like they were watching a real family moment rather than a polished publicity segment. At one point, the teasing turned towards Sofia's famous personality traits that fans have watched for years. Manolo joked about how his mother always seems to bring an entire storm of energy into every room she enters. According to him, whether it's a small dinner with friends or a massive Hollywood event, Sofia's presence is impossible to ignore. He teased that she doesn't just walk into a room, she arrives with a full performance. Sofia, of course, didn't take that quietly. She laughed and insisted that she simply has good energy, but Manolo continued poking fun at her dramatic flair. He joked about the way she tells stories, stretching every detail into something bigger, louder, and more entertaining, and the audience loved it. What made the moment so entertaining was the way Sofia reacted. Instead of shutting down the teasing, she leaned into it. She laughed at herself, played along with the jokes, and even fired back with playful insults of her own. That back-and-forth dynamic made the interview feel almost like watching a sitcom scene play out in real life. But while the teasing stole the spotlight, the conversation also highlighted something meaningful happening in their lives right now, their growing business venture together. Sofia and Manolo have teamed up to launch a gourmet empanada brand called Toma, a project that blends their Colombian heritage with their love of food. The brand represents something deeply personal for both of them. Empanadas are a staple in Colombian cuisine, something Sofia grew up eating long before Hollywood ever entered the picture. For her, the dish isn't just food, it's a memory of home, family gatherings, street vendors, and the flavors of her childhood. By creating a modern gourmet version of the dish, the mother-son duo wanted to celebrate their cultural roots while sharing those flavors with a wider audience. Manolo, who has long had a passion for cooking and creative storytelling, played a major role in bringing the idea to life. Over the years, he built a reputation among friends and fans for his love of experimenting in the kitchen. What started as a hobby gradually evolved into a serious business idea. During the pandemic years, when many people turned to cooking as a way to pass time at home, Manolo leaned fully into the culinary world. He began creating food content, experimenting with recipes, and exploring ways to combine traditional Latin flavors with modern twists. Eventually, the idea of building a food brand together with his mother started to feel natural. Sofia immediately loved the concept, not just because she enjoys food, but because it gave them a chance to collaborate on something meaningful as a family. After decades in the entertainment industry, she has expanded her empire into many different areas, from fashion and beauty to television production and judging talent shows. But working with her son brought a completely different kind of excitement. It wasn't about ratings, awards, or red carpets. It was about building something together. During the interview, it became clear that the business project has only strengthened their already strong relationship. They talked about traveling together for food festivals, meeting fans who are curious about their empanadas, and sharing their culture through food. Of course, even that topic didn't escape Manolo's teasing. He joked about how his mother behaves when they are promoting the brand, suggesting that Sofia sometimes steals the spotlight even when the event is supposed to be about the food. According to him, fans often become so excited about meeting Sofia that the empanadas themselves almost become a secondary attraction. Sofia laughed and fired back with her own sarcastic remarks, reminding him that without her fame, nobody might have noticed the empanadas in the first place. The playful argument had viewers laughing online. Social media lit up with comments from fans who loved seeing this side of Sofia Vergara. Many people pointed out that celebrity interviews often feel overly rehearsed, with publicists carefully controlling every answer. But this moment felt refreshingly genuine. Fans described the interaction as chaotic, hilarious, and incredibly relatable. Some viewers even joked that Manolo should host a regular show where he interviews his mother because the comedic chemistry between them is impossible to ignore. And in many ways, the humor makes perfect sense when you look at Sofia's career. Before she became an international superstar, Sofia was already known for her comedic timing. Her role on Modern Family, which ran for 11 seasons and became one of the most successful sitcoms of the modern era, turned her into a global icon. Her character, Gloria Delgado-Pritchett, became legendary for her fiery personality, passionate outbursts, and unforgettable one-liners. Audiences loved how she could turn even the simplest line into a hilarious moment through sheer energy and charisma. During the show's run, Sofia earned multiple award nominations and became one of the highest-paid actresses on television. But even after the series ended, her career continued to expand. She took on new acting roles, stepped into producing, and joined the judging panel of the hugely popular talent competition America's Got Talent, where her bold personality and humor quickly made her a fan favorite once again. More recently, she transformed herself for the Netflix crime drama Griselda, portraying the infamous Colombian drug lord Griselda Blanco in a role that showed a completely different side of her acting abilities. The performance reminded audiences that beyond the comedy and glamour, Sofia Vergara is a serious performer, capable of dramatic depth. Yet, despite all the fame, the awards, and the business success, moments like this interview with Manolo show that she hasn't lost her sense of humor. And if anything, her son seems determined to keep her grounded.
Throughout the conversation, he kept poking fun at the idea that she's an international celebrity. Instead of treating her like a global star, he treated her like the same mom he has always known. That contrast between Sofia, the Hollywood icon, and Sofia, the mother being teased by her son, was exactly what made the interview so entertaining. It reminded viewers that behind the red carpets, television shows, and magazine covers is still a family with the same kind of playful dynamic that many people experience in their own homes. The interview also brought attention to Manolo himself, who has been quietly building a creative career of his own. While many celebrity children step into the spotlight through acting or modeling, Manolo has explored a variety of creative paths. He has directed projects, created digital content, experimented with storytelling, and now stepped into the culinary business world. His personality, witty, confident, and slightly mischievous, was on full display during the conversation with his mother, and fans quickly noticed. Many viewers commented that Manolo seems to have inherited Sofia's comedic instincts. His timing, his delivery, and his fearless teasing felt like the perfect comedic match for her life-oversized personality. The result was a conversation that felt spontaneous and full of energy. At several moments, Sofia laughed so hard she had to pause before continuing. Other times, she tried to regain control of the interview, only to have Manolo interrupt with another joke. It was the kind of unpredictable exchange that keeps audiences watching because you never quite know what someone will say next. Beyond the humor, the moment also highlighted how much Sofia has pride in her son. Over the years, she has spoken many times about how important motherhood is for her. Despite decades of success in Hollywood, she often says that raising Manolo remains her greatest accomplishment. Seeing him confidently step into his own career while still sharing a playful bond with her clearly means a lot. And during the interview, even as they joked and teased each other, that pride was impossible to miss. There was warmth beneath every sarcastic comment. There was affection behind every playful jab. It was clear that the humor between them comes from a place of deep love and respect. That authenticity is exactly why fans connected so strongly with the moment. In an industry where celebrity interactions can sometimes feel artificial, watching a mother and son simply enjoy each other's company felt refreshing. It was messy, it was loud, it was funny, and it was real. And in a world of polished celebrity branding, that kind of authenticity stands out. As the interview continued, the conversation drifted between jokes, memories, and reflections on their shared journey. They talked about their Colombian roots, the experiences that shaped their lives, and the way their relationship has evolved over the years. Manolo even brought up old family stories that made Sofia laugh and cringe at the same time. Each story added another layer to the picture of their relationship. By the time the interview wrapped, viewers had seen something rare in celebrity media, a moment that felt less like promotion and more like a glimpse into a real family dynamic. The internet quickly embraced it. Clips of the exchange began circulating across social media platforms, where fans shared their favorite jokes and funniest moments. Many viewers said they would happily watch a full series of Sofia and Manolo interviewing each other because the chemistry between them was simply too entertaining to ignore. And honestly, it's easy to understand why. The combination of Sofia's dramatic humor and Manolo's fearless teasing creates the perfect comedic storm. It's chaotic, it's unpredictable, and it's incredibly fun to watch. Whether they are promoting their empanada brand, attending food festivals, or simply joking around in an interview, the duo has a natural on-screen dynamic that audiences clearly enjoy. For Sofía Vergara, who has spent decades making people laugh on television, it seems fitting that one of her funniest moments lately came not from a scripted sitcom, but from a conversation with her own son. Sometimes the best comedy isn't written. Sometimes it just happens naturally when family members start teasing each other. And if this interview proves anything, it's that Manolo González Vergara may be one of the few people in the world who can roast Sofía Vergara without consequences. Because no matter how many jokes he throws her way, she just laughs and throws one right back.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.